Hello, everybody. We are back. We're back with episode 8 of the SOY show. Now, we got a loaded docket. Let me show y'all. I got a negative XP, t-shirt on, Sigma Male grind set hat, and, the Wojak cozy, okay? We over here at the Assistant Sailor, YouTube channel have gone full degenerate, alright? There's no going back. We're completely fucked. This is gonna be a fun stream though. We got a lot to go over. It's been a busy news week. I've been, a lot of the main drama guys have been pretty preoccupied. Augie has been everybody's been covering the flamenco stuff nonstop. And don't worry, we're gonna talk about flamenco stuff. But I wanted to push it a bit to the back, just because I wanted to shine a bit of light on some other topics that have been going on, and I haven't really seen anyone nobody's been talking about them. So, yeah, let's get into it. Anyway, I can. Yeah, there we go. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Fuck. Sorry, one second, folks. Alright. Shit, dude. I'm fucking this up. No. Okay, whatever. Just gonna put this here. Switch back and forth. Alright. Alrighty, now the first story we got going on is Godwinson versus the Kino Casino. Okay, now Godwinson, if you didn't know, he is a former associate of PPP, alright? The Kino Casino is a co-host show by PPP and Andy Worski, alright? And recently, Godwinson went mask off and he did a full takedown of the Kino Casino, okay? He uploaded 2 videos, alright? And yeah, I figured we should take a look at them to, really just investigate what's going on, alright? Yeah. Alright. Now the first whole 6 minutes of this is used mostly just to background the Kino Casino and his relationship with PPP. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff, alright? Now let's get into we're getting into the Dick Masterson backstory, okay? If you don't know who Dick Masterson is, he's gonna get into it here. Yeah, and keep this story in mind because it pertains to later, alright?
Dick Masterson of Dr. Phil fame had entered the IBS scene and decided to create a Patreon alternative after some creators had been banned from the platform. This was in keeping with Masterson's free speech, zero censorship, anything goes code of ethics. The Patreon alternative he set up was called New Project 2. And a few creators in the sector joined the site. Jim, Josh, Gator, Ralph, and a litany of other characters that we all know and love. But as time rolled on, there were a few things about New Project 2 that raised questions. Like, why hadn't any effort gone into the website itself? Why had no attention been spent on its terms of service? Why did it seem...
I mean, it's pretty obvious why no effort was put into the terms of service. It's because, this site was made for people who were banned off of other sites, right? So why would they spend a whole bunch of time banning other people, right? There's probably going to be a lot of edgy figures on here, all right? That's no secret.
that only friends of Dick Masterson could join the site. New Project 2 was...
I mean, that's just probably because you only wanted just friends. I don't know, dude. Like, it's not that big of a deal, man.
fertile ground for someone to come along and start building their name on getting to the truth of the matter. It was PPP who stepped up to that plate. He famously got onto a stream with Dick Masterson and rose to prominence. He got a lot of people to listen to his message, and soon more and more questions were being asked about New Project 2. Like, why were people being asked for their social security numbers in order to be on the website? Who was handling the information? Were people's personal and financial details being compromised? Question after question after question mounted up, and the pressure was on Dick Masterson to start providing answers. But the answers that came seemed opaque and not direct. They didn't explain...
I don't know, dude. If you willingly put in your fucking, if you put in your social security number to donate to someone, man, like, shit, dude, you're a more dedicated fan than me, man. I would not in a million years would I ever willingly, like, put in my social security number and expect anything good to come from that out of some sketchy fucking donation website, nonetheless.
Explain things in a way that reassured people. And instead of addressing the noise about New Project 2 head-on, Masterson decided to antagonize a forum of users where the majority of these questions were being asked. He decided to wage war on the Kiwi farms, or as he would now call it, the Karen farms. Now, in that stream where PPP and Dick Masterson met on the battlefield,
That's so cringe, by the way. The Karen farms, really? Shut up, man. Shut up.
Masterson's claims were that he was more successful, better looking, had a higher viewership than PPP. He said that he was the prom king and living in a mansion in the Hollywood Hills.
So look, it is obvious that Dick, for legal reasons, has to have everybody's social security numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you admit you have access to people's social security numbers.
I'm pretty sure I got a 1099 from New Project 2.
Yeah, you got a 1099.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up. Wait, let me talk.
No, I know. Hey,
What have you ever done before? What have you ever done in your life? I'm a fucking
I know. What have you done? You've been Dr. Phil in a Pizza Hut commercial.
But he's telling you that the data isn't on his...
Do you know what I've done, Dick? Do you know what I've done in my life? I've saved souls.
Yeah, you know me,
Jesus Christ. Have you ever
Do it, Peter Griffin voice, please.
Go ahead, tell me.
Giga Chad move, okay? No, now normally this shit works, right? Like, I guess normal communities, like BTFOing someone like this, just like, you know, it shits on him, alright? It's good. Now, but like, in like, this like weird, in like this community though, where it's like, all these like, pseudo-intellectual, with like their pseudo-intellectual ass audience, like, just insulting someone doesn't really work that well, and that's probably why Dick Masterson got a lot of shit for this, you know?
What do you know?
I didn't even make it. I live in a
It's also why PPP gets a lot of shit later, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Barbie's dream mansion in a hill.
That's all that matters.
You Canadian prick. Yeah, it is all that matters because I go out of here, I fuck my girlfriend in a fucking mansion. Meanwhile, you and whoever you have in the background, your fucking hype man, stick your thumbs up each other's asses and jerk each other off, telling you what a great job you did. It does fucking matter.
You're a real cool dude, Dick. You're a real cool dude.
It was desperate one-upmanship. It didn't go down well with his audience and actually had the opposite effect of turning more people to PPP's side. Users on Kiwi Farms even fact-checked Masterson's boasts and discovered that the Barbie dream mansion in the Hollywood Hills was, in reality, this. A crack shack.
Dude, imagine you claiming to you claim to have a mansion and this is your fucking house, dude. Oh my god, man.
On the outskirts of Compton. The rising tide was against Masterson, as it had been conclusively revealed that the Emperor had no clothes. Josh, none, the owner and operator of the Kiwi Farms, seemed initially to resist the rising tide of users who'd had enough of Masterson's shenanigans. He defended Masterson's description of his home as a mansion. People were confused by this. They wondered why Josh would behave this way. The explanation given was that Masterson was Josh's friend, which is fair enough. But what is friendship if you can't laugh when one of you is being a retard?
I mean, yeah, true, dude. If my friend said they lived in a mansion, being 100% serious, dude, I would expose the shit out of them, okay? Like, they'd get fucking shot on. They would never, ever be able to return. Okay, it'd be over forever. You have no idea. Yeah.
What about Dick? He's an alcoholic. I'm like, well, I guess you got me there. I don't know what to think. I'm not someone who will cut someone off. I'm not someone who, in a way like Dick, Dick will probably never disavow Ethan Ralph. You know, he didn't disavow Digibro. He didn't disavow anyone. But I'm reluctant to say like, oh, I just want nothing to do with Dick.
People started to look deeper into the Josh Masterson connection in order to try and explain the motive for why things were being swept up. It came to light that Josh was one of the highest earners on New Project 2, and it was netting
Of course, dude. If
him just shy of $2,000 a month. It was clear that there was some sort of conflict of interest. Eventually, a man called Vordrak performed some dark arts, magic, sacrificed a baby, killed a goat, drank its blood, and New Project 2 was deplatformed from its payment processor, and the saga came to an ignominious end. But the legacy of the arc was that PPP, the man who started the fire, cost Josh $2,000 a month by leading a crusade against the website that was paying him. PPP, the righteous anti-grifter, who wasn't compromised by being in the pocket
Let's
of
go,
Dick Masterson,
PPP.
mounted his charge against a scummy website that seemed like a scam, and didn't explain to the public who was handling people's private, personal, financial details, how it was being handled.
PPP is so goofy, man. Like, even after all this, I can't find like a bone in my body to hate him. Like, look at this fucker, dude. He's so goofy, man.
Handled, and whether or not a list of users was being kept in order to be potentially exchanged to illicit forces for money.
All right. That's the first clip we got. Now, second clip here is the power chat stuff, and now you're gonna see how that last story he told pertains now. All right, let's get right into this.
But one of the big questions that entered my mind right from the beginning
Oh, shit,
was
sorry.
this. Why is this thing called Power Chat being promoted by the Kino Casino as the primary way of donating to them? Why didn't they promote something else, more credible, stream elements, or hell, even enable YouTube's own super chatting facility?
I mean, yeah, that's true. You know, the reason they're probably not using another form of payment is most likely because they'd get banned off it almost immediately, you know. So it's not even worth it to them to, you know, open up a stream elements or some shit like that, right? And opening themselves up to super chats would probably just get them banned from that, right? Which would then most likely stagger their channel. So I can understand why they're not doing that. However, power chat, as you'll come to find out, is especially sketchy, okay? So they definitely should have used a more credible secondary platform for this, right? Like there's no denying that.
It was very strange to me that the Power Chat was primarily the platform where donations were being asked to be sent to. So I looked into Power Chat, and I discovered that Power Chat was a payment processor for IP2, and is and always has been linked to people like Lulz, Baked Alaska,
What?
Nick Fuentes, America First, it's murky. It's really, really seedy and always has been. Even from before episode 1 of the Kino Casino,
See, now though, if it is so tightly linked to these people, why were Andy Worski and why wasn't the Kino Casino banned, right? Because if you didn't know, the Kino Casino is very critical of, I guess not Baked Alaska, but Nick Fuentes at the least, right? They dunk on him all the time for being effeminate and all that shit, right? So, you know, why, if they're so connected, why are they banned? Why aren't they banned, right?
PPP was warned not to use Power Chat because of these questions. All of us knew that this would come back to haunt you. What's the live news alert? Right, so let's get into this. Let's fucking do this. So
I fucking hate this like flashback shit they do, man. I hate this. I hate this filter. Stop.
Power Chat is the primary way that PPP and Warski get their super chats. Now, this is a fucking suspicious, sketchy-ass motherfucking site. This is shady as fuck. It definitely looks like something, and probably is something, probably definitely 100% is something, that harvests your personal details. So, why didn't Warski and PPP stop using Power Chat when they were told to? Why didn't they stop? Instead, they doubled down. It was suspicious as fuck, ladies and gentlemen. And now it turns out, folks, that Power Chat is 50% owned by Baked Alaska.
What? No. I mean, like, I guess he called it, you know, and I guess that sort of answers my question earlier about why weren't they banned. Is because they aren't, like, I haven't seen anything from them, you know, attacking Baked Alaska. I imagine they have in the past before, though. Probably not nearly as much as they've attacked Nick Fuentes, though, right? And so yeah, that's probably why. And you know, Baked Alaska sucks, man. I would never touch anything that any project he's involved with like a 6-foot pole, man. I fucking hate Baked Alaska. He's a criminal, okay? Fuck him.
Baked fucking Alaska. You can't write this shit, folks. Baked Alaska, a known federal informant, owns a 50% share.
I don't know if he's a federal informant, bro. You think he, if you didn't know, Baked Alaska was at the January 6th Capitol raids, all right? And do you think he was snitching in Nancy Pelosi's office? Was he writing down all the YouTubers and then he like what they've done wrong and put in that, like, did he have a piece of paper with everyone with all the Power Chat personal information, just put that shit in Nancy Pelosi's office, bro?
In Power Chat. So PPP and Warski have knowingly used a federal informant's website to host their super chats.
Have they knowingly used it though? I don't think they've knowingly used it, right? Like, I don't know.
They knew all along. Now this is a website.
How did they know all along? Did you tell them? I need proof that you told them. I don't believe you.
That harvests incredibly significant amounts of personal data, your credit card details, your address, your...
I've seen no evidence of it harvesting your data, but I wouldn't be surprised since Baked Alaska owns 50% of it, you know? Like, yeah.
Phone number, your name. It needs and takes everything from you in order to sell it on to the highest bidder. You've all been sold out, folks.
I love how dramatic he is. He's sold out to the highest bidder, okay? Oh my god, dude. Oh. Alright, next clip. So this whole middle part is kind of repetitive. He dedicates it to basically stating that the Kino Casino is very repetitive, right? Like they only attack Ethan Ralph, Nick Fuentes, and you know all those other people over there, and it gets boring after a while, you know, like there's nothing of substance really there, right? And now in this next segment, he's going to talk about his specific appearance on the Kino Casino, all right?
Now, full disclosure, I made an appearance on the Kino Casino and was paid upfront £500, which amounts to something like 800 Canadian dollars. I want to explain the reason why I was there and what was going on behind the scenes. I had been contacted by PPP after a long absence from the internet and I was told that Warski was being fired imminently and whether or not I would be available to replace him as the permanent co-host. The reason why Warski was being fired was self-evident really, but it mainly boiled down to Warski going on holiday, not to Portugal with his family as he lied to the audience about, but instead flying out to see some catfish in the US on the proviso that he would have sex with her. He didn't. She refused to sleep with Warski or even kiss him. And Warski
See, how did Godwinson know this? Did PPP tell him? Like, and if PPP knew this, why did Worski tell PPP? I don't know. It's just weird to me.
full week, flew back to his parents' house and seethed on Discord. When Warski went on this jaunt, PPP put on a series of shows with Persip, the King of Pol, the Squire of Gothos, and Culture War Criminal. The wheels of the show kept turning, even though Warski was away, and the money was secured. We fast forward to a month or so later, where PPP is unable to make a couple of Kino Casino episodes. And instead of Warski putting on the show in PPP's absence, instead of putting on a good show or even a show, and delivering to the audience, there was no show. Warski didn't lift a finger. In fact, he never does. The reality of how the Kino Casino is made and put together is that Persip and the Squire sit there all week prepping the show, gathering clips and notes. It is then briefed to PPP extensively in multi-hour-long calls. The show is seemingly locked down, and then literally 30 minutes before the show goes live on a Friday night, PPP tells Warski what the show is about, and Warski puts in absolutely zero effort into the show prep whatsoever. He turns up every week and expects that PPP has prepared the show for him to grift off of. And Warski, believe it or not, has the right to veto anything he doesn't like on the show, like some sort of shit king. And if PPP doesn't do the preparation because either he's on holiday or ill, then the show doesn't get made. Warski then gets 50% of all the money made for his retarded laughter, his inability to speak, and his cringeworthy Instagram shilling. Woo, lat.
Yeah, so I guess the allegation here is that Andy Warski's lazy as fuck, and PPP wanted to replace him. Now, to be fair, if somebody acted like this, like if I was putting in like 90% of the effort and was getting only a 50% return with this other retard, I would do the same probably. You know, I would not like that. Right, but I think what Andy Warski mainly provides is his personality, which Godwinson plays it up like nobody fucking likes Andy. Andy is admittedly kind of funny, okay, and he also brings his reputable name, right? Like before this, not a lot of people knew who PPP was, right? But a lot of people knew who Andy Warski was because he was bigger in the Ralph circle, you know. Like it's the reality, bro. And then yeah, and then here he talks about how he's going to replace Andy, so
Yeah, PPP explained to me
oh, shit.
that
It's so
because
slow.
of this behaviour, Warski was being fired imminently. And I agreed to come aboard and right the ship. I had many discussions with PPP where we hammered out the new direction of the show. We were going to pivot away from Ralph and Fuentes and start a crusade against RedTube and Vaush and plough new, fertile, creative furrow. We were going to do 2 shows a week and do away with the Wednesday rakeback show. The casino was still going to be on a Friday, but the Saturday was going to be a new show where there were going to be blood sports debates of old where 2 retards would scream at each other just like in the Golden Age. The pay
Dude, I would have unironically loved that. I love Stardust and all the stuff. If you know who Stardust is, she's a YouTube channel that puts out a lot of debates on her channel, you know, a lot of panels all about all that other shit, right? And a lot of them are pretty respectful, but that's pretty boring at times, okay? What I want is like you said, 2 retards to really go at it, fucking, attack each other, all right? That's what I really want, all right? You have no idea. SOY?
World content, the Gumroad content, was actually going to have effort put into it, and no longer would the audience be disrespected by having to pay for 90-day fiancé reviews. Instead, the content was going to be edited videos like this one you're watching right here, and PPP solo videos ranting like he used to back in the day. Warski wasn't fired, and it became apparent to me that PPP wasn't in the position of being able to dethrone Warski. It turns out that the Kino Casino was Warski's show. He had always been the one in control, and whether or not PPP likes it, he is unable to get rid of Warski. PPP...
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know how PPP realistically expected to do this, right? Considering Andy Warski is half the show, right? You can't just take the channel and everything with it and just say, nope, you're gone, right? Like, I don't know. Especially, like, PPP would have had to known, like, he didn't own or make the channel, right? So, like, I don't know.
He had signed a pact with the devil and willingly relegated himself to the category of Geek Thulu, Alex, and Kyla. Sorry, guys. I gave you a taste of what could have been, but now it will never be.
RIP. All right. And now we're talking back to Power Chat, all right?
Attention back to the Power Chat, to Josh Moon, a man who rightly deserves some sort of retribution after PPP led a crusade against the new Project 2 website, which was paying him just shy of $2,000 a month. Josh Moon comes along and starts asking questions. He starts applying the same standards that were applied against him to the Kino Casino.
Look, even now, you see people like First Person come in and say, is that why you declared Dax's house to be a mansion? I said that it was an expensive house because it was in the Hollywood Hills, and it is an expensive house. I would not mind having the money of that house to put towards my own house, not in fucking LA. I did not say it was a mansion. If I did say it was a mansion, it was just to piss people off. What was annoying was having people coming over to be irate about this bullshit, which amounted to nothing because it was nothing. And you can still see the
No, okay, but he's bullshitting right here, okay? He was just gun guarding, all right? He was gun guarding for his friend because he didn't want to lose a paycheck, all right? That's all it was. Don't come in here and pretend that, like, you were doing it out of some fucking, like, you were making a point, all right? You were gun guarding, that plain and simple.
the remnants of these people who are blindsided by this bullshit, trying to hold me accountable for it when there is nothing that has ever happened. Meanwhile, the person who puts out this information immediately does 180 on everything that he's ever stood for, starts listing donations to the tens of thousands of dollars, and uses a power chat system built by the people that he's openly ridiculing, giving full incentive for those people to download and store and keep for blackmail or for cross-referencing later the payment details of his supporters.
There is such a thing as karmic retribution, as poetic justice, and it seems to me that we are now in a situation where PPP and Warski have fallen victim to their very own new Project 2, where the personal, financial, private information of their donators are incredibly compromised.
the hypocrisy bothers me a lot, because it was both times that I dealt with PPP, it was a fucking mess. Like the people that think he is some sort of like paragon of virtue and who knows how to hold content creators to some standard that he defines to better the internet, only for him to betray all of that and just start ripping off his retard fans for fucking money using tools that people he does not like. And
I wouldn't go so far to say he's ripping people off, okay? He's just using a sketchy ass website that probably like is not the most reputable. I think they just made a dumb decision by using it, and it is hypocritical because of the crusade he went after New Project 2, right? But I don't know.
actively defames to get that money is beyond the pale to me.
Are all of the donators on a list waiting to be doxed by Nick Fuentes? Will the list instead be handed to the state? Who is handling this information? Why were PPP and Warski promoting the power chat first and foremost above all the other tip jars? Something here stinks. It really stinks rotten. And people are waking up and seeing that hypocrisy is hypocrisy, regardless of whether or not they have the same enemies in common. Just because Ralph is a retard, it doesn't give you license to behave the same way, if not worse, and get away with it. It doesn't give you the
They're not behaving worse, okay, Ralph? Ralph is worse in every way.
license to sell your audience's personal details, their addresses, their bank account details to nefarious forces. People have had enough. They've had enough of any criticism being aimed at the casino being deflected with a point and look, hey, look at what Ethan Ralph and Nick Fuentes are doing today. Enough is enough. It's time to take some accountability because another man's crimes do not excuse your own. Now, Josh's public exposing of the Kino Casino power chat being a weird sort of fed honeypot and all of the Kino Casino's donators being compromised led to this explanation from the show itself.
All right. I do have an announcement to make before we go any further into the show. It's with a heavy heart that I have to announce that myself and Andy are working for CSIS. We are actually federal agents. We took a plea deal for hate speech charge. We turned all your names.
Okay, I don't know why Godwinson included this clip. They're obviously joking, right? Like, they do get serious later, so he should have just cut all this shit out because I don't care about this little bit that they do.
Over all your payment details over to the federal government. We're all going to jail. I'm sorry. It rules me with that gang. Nick Fuentes, Bake the Last Hour, homies. We all got rich together, bro. Make it rain, make it rain, make it holla. It's just, but in all seriousness, there's been a lot of I don't know what you want to say, bullshit in the air about Power Chat, speculation, so to speak, about Power Chat. I just briefly wanted to explain to people what Power Chat is, like how it was started, why we were using it, and how it actually fucking works so people understand. So when Power Chat was first created, it was called Lulz.tips, and it was created by an alcoholic named Lulz. That's an IP2 streamer. So we kept using the service because there's no risk anymore.
No risk.
Let's explain how it actually works. So far as Baked Alaska owning a portion of it, that's not true. But I will say this, Nick Fuentes, and the reason we're not going to use it going forward, is attempting, and this is what's been happening, is he's attempting to extort everybody who's using it for 25% of the profits.
Now, I'm calling bullshit, okay? You're not using it anymore because a lot of people see it's a sketchy-ass website, okay? Don't lie. Don't say the reason you're not using it anymore is because Nick Fuentes is now involved, okay? Like, I don't understand. Why are you lying right now? Why?
Which is fucking insane. What he did to Lulz earlier this week was he called Lulz up and was like, well, you see a lot of the people using it are cozy streamers, so if you don't start charging them 25% to use the service and kick it to me, I'm gonna have all the cozy streamers stop using the payment platform.
It stinks. It stinks of a cover-up, of answers not being properly given, of a proper account not being respectfully provided towards the audience and the people that pay you. It is the same sweeping up, Janny-esque behaviour that Dick Masterson performed when he was trying to bury the New Project 2 scandal. Even to deflect away from the criticisms and wage war on Kiwi farms, it's the same playbook. The playbook of desperate men who have been found out.
And I think Josh should thank me for that. At this point, I mean, whatever I seem to cover seems to become the next big thing on his website. You know, you've got Internet Famous now out of New Project 2, the Gun Sub Forum out of my crusade against Ralph, now the Catboy Forum. So I don't know, Josh should be thankful to me for helping him out. I mean, sure, I butt-fucked him and screwed him out of $2,000 a month, and he did fucking nothing at the time, but seethed resentfully about it, and then finally today come out with this.
So, that's funny to me, but the PPP's chat, that's terrible, right? Like, because remember, they're a whole bunch of pseudo-intellectual fucking losers, okay? So they see him just insulting Josh instead of providing an accurate explanation, and they don't like that, okay? They that makes them seethe, okay? I think it's funny though.
Attacks. But it is what it is, Josh. I've helped you out now. I've set up your whole site for you, your forums for you, and everything, buddy. I don't know what the fucking issue is, but he's still seething about New Project 2 to this fucking day. And this is what it ultimately boils down to, is that Josh is upset and jealous that there's somebody out there that has the charisma and the persuasion skills to influence the users of his site, to make them believe things.
Even for the casino to deflect away from its power chat scandal by trying to resurrect the New Project 2 scandal is even more shameful.
So this is Dick Masterson, for those of you who can see on screen, making an announcement that New Project 2 is going to return. He's coming up with a new payment processing alternative.
Dude.
Now, what I find interesting is a week or two on the show, we played a clip of Dick Masterson making overtures to Josh that he misses him, that he loves him.
Yeah.
And now let's also point out that this tweet was liked and retweeted by Nick Fuentes' Twitter account, the Minion 2000. So it seems to me that Josh would probably like to be involved with this new version of New Project 2. So he's coming on this attack so that he can now be a part of New Project 3.
And despite all of this, perhaps what's even more startling is this confession.
But we're going to preemptively end our relationship with Power Chat, since now Nick is apparently going to be involved. But what timing, Ashton? We have some bros, some homies, creating our own version of Power Chat that you log in using the piggyback off Google the same way. And am I allowed to announce the other thing? Like, even
Don't say anything just yet. But there are large developments coming in
massive,
the pipeline.
massive development.
So PPP and Warski are building their own payment processor?
Yeah, that's probably a bad look. Okay, they attacked Dick Masterson for having his own because he was harvesting data and they didn't know what they were doing with it, right? And I don't know how it's gonna work. Okay, they'd have to prove for me to use the service. They'd have to prove that they're not gathering any of my information, right? If it's, I don't think they can if it's backed up by Google, but like, you know, still. Anyways, Godwinson uploaded a follow-up video to this just a couple days later. And yeah, and then, so in this first clip we're going to see here, Andy responds, okay?
So this is the only time they actually address the video, the casino burning down all.
If you notice the chat, there's a lot of hate towards Worski and you know, tomatoes being thrown in the chat, you know, all that shit, right? And you know, they literally just like they ignore it, right? Like they call it bots, but it's obviously not bots. Like, come on, man.
Around them. Let's watch this, folks. And
oh yeah, shit. Hold up.
Fake donations. Fake donos.
Okay, it's not fake donos either.
So here's my parting gift. What's over? It's over.
It is over. Accept reality.
The show being not an end. Listen, folks, don't believe everything you read and that you see. There are a lot of things out there that are kayfabes there, and a lot of things out there that are just, no, it is what it is.
Tons of tomatoes.
The kayfabe cope for the 99th time is wheeled out to try and save face. I don't think it's going to work, guys. I don't think it's going to work. It may have worked for the brain-dead fans that didn't see the real seed when Jesse came on in a pickle suit. They had to scramble around and say, oh, we planned this. Oh. It may have worked for them retards, but I don't think it's going to work this time. I don't know. I've just got a strange feeling in my bones, folks.
Oh, and then the second clip here.
What's this? Let's click the link. Oh. Donation alerts.
A lot of this video is just used to like sort of dunk on them more, you know, because a lot of their chat is revolting against them. You know, a lot of people are aiming their sights towards them, like Ralph, Josh from Kiwi Farms. You know, all these people are sort of aiming their sights at the Kino casino, okay, and they're kind of getting lambasted from all sides. And you know, and you know, Godwinson is definitely taking his time to gloat, okay. He's gloating about winning.
Some shit. Huh. This is interesting. Cookies. Oh.
And this sort of proves that like it's some weird. This is. Oh, I should provide context. Okay, this is Andy Worski's new site that they're making, right? And it already seems sketchy. Okay, basically, he found out that like I don't know how all this shit works, right? But the back of it is like this weird shit where it's all Russian. Okay, it's a Russian website, and hold up,
These are all in Russian. What the fuck?
yeah, it's all Russian. Like the reviews on it, and then the one English review calls it a scam.
Scam. Scam. Block withdrawal.
So yeah, it's not looking too good for Godwinson and PPP, or no, not for PPP and Andy Worski. Okay, and then in this video, okay, this is their response to Godwinson, and yeah, it's not that good. I shouldn't have liked it. It's kind of bad actually. They spend most of this video playing a clip of when Godwinson was talking about how you shouldn't do content for money. You should do content to make good content, right? And you know, and then they're showing that he got paid for the one Kino Casino episode he was on, right? And I mean, like, dude, who gives a fuck, right? Like, you had him on, like, he's not making content to make money, okay? He literally made one appearance and created a channel that he has since abandoned, all right? It's not even monetized, okay? He's obviously not doing it for money, but he will accept money if you're gonna fucking give him money, right? That's like, you're literally giving him a handout, and you're fucking mad that he took it because before he said you shouldn't make money, or sorry, you shouldn't make content for money. Like, so fucking stupid, man. And then they spend the rest of this video letting this guy rant about him. We'll put it in 2 times because yeah.
Video that was kind of like weird and disjointed, and then closes up his channel once again and just like disappears from the scene once again. Now I'm gonna do a video that I didn't really want to do. It's basically because I kind of like Godwinson. I certainly understand him. I certainly understand him because I know what he is, who he is. Yeah. He keeps saying that his channel gets deleted. Bullshit. He deletes his own channels, right? Because he's basically a chicken shit. See, because he is an upper class kid with all the breaks. He's got brains. He's a good looking kid. He's probably got social connections, probably family or schooling or a combination thereof. And he could get any position he wants in society. He could pretty much aspire to any position in society, anywhere from prime minister to Nobel laureate in whatever science or whatever. The guy's got it all. He's got the world on a string. You know, the world is his oyster. But see, he lacks one thing. And this is a key issue. And that's why I know that Godwinson is never going to amount to much. Godwinson has no balls. He doesn't have the...
It's such a good clip, man. Godwinson has no balls, okay? So
courage to make a decision. See, because he's intensely attracted to this whole vibe of...
See, I think that's because you don't know how Godwinson is in real life, right? Godwinson probably just doesn't want an online career, right? He just wants to fuck around and then disappear, right? He's not very interested in all this other shit, right?
Of the internet subculture, the internet blood sports and all this shit. He's intensely attracted to it, yeah? And he could be a presence in it. But see, he doesn't dare have a channel permanently because inevitably there'd be troughs. There'd be...
Or he doesn't care to, right? Like...
peaks and there'd be troughs. And so people know him, but whenever he's there for a while, he runs away out of fear. Out of fear that he's not going to be successful. See? Because he sort of like is paralyzed by all this promise that he has. He has all these options, but he's sort of like caught up in the opportunity cost issue. In the fact that when you make one decision, when you take one path, you inevitably, and of necessity, close off the other paths. And so Godwinson wants to maintain all paths open indefinitely. He doesn't have the balls to be an adult and simply make up his mind and go in one direction.
I don't know. It's nothing, right? It's all just bullshit. Like, I guess he has no balls, haha. But like, that doesn't discount what fucking that doesn't discount what he said against the Kino Casino, right? And the Kino Casino is losing subscribers, right? They were at like 19K. Now they've lost almost 300 subscribers, which is crazy, man. Like, people are really turning on them, dude. Oh, jeez. All right, next story, we have DoubleLift. Okay, DoubleLift was banned from dual streaming by LCS, okay? The League Championship Series, all right? Now, if you know DoubleLift, he's a league player, he's a professional league player. And yeah, I figured we'd watch this video from him about him getting banned, because honestly, it's kind of bullshit that he got banned, but, you know, I'll let the video speak for itself, all right?
A couple days ago, I was talking about how LCS was so stupid for not letting Pearson play the Mr. Beast tournament, and I think I said the words LCS is dying, okay? So your boy got extremely turbo headshot by LCS. I'm on my second strike. My first strike was just something completely random. I was watching a YouTube video and like it said some profanity. I instantly clicked out, but I got my first strike. So I got my second strike, which means I can't co-stream this upcoming weekend of LCS. I know, I can't. Yeah, I ripped the co-stream, guys. I'll see you for playoffs, right? And LCS retaliated against Solo for saying LCS is dying during the Pearson drama earlier this week. Okay, and as a token of my apology...
Yeah, see, he literally... Okay, this guy got banned for just, like, roasting this, like, the league series championship. Like, why, dude? How fucking sensitive do you have to be to fucking ban someone just because, like, they said your company was fucking dying? Like, really, dude? You're fucking... I don't know, dude. This just... It's bullshit, basically, right?
I wanted to correct my statement. LCS is not dying. And they're not stupid. Actually, the league is thriving. And I wanted to show you guys... How do I take a screenshot? How do I take a screenshot? Hold on. This is an unedited photo that I took. Right here, okay? As a token of my apology, it is absolutely going...
See, that's... That's the thing, too, is, like, he's actually really funny. I've never heard of this guy before today, because I don't watch a lot of League content, but he is really funny, you know?
Not 236k viewers. Okay, sorry, move. I can't leave it. Oh shit, Peter, just stop. Oh, that's too funny, man. Yeah, my bad, guys. I made this so confusing because I thought that the Super Week was this weekend. It's actually next co-streaming weekend, which is like week 8. Really, what'd you say? Let's see, what did Lena say? Let's find her. TSM Lena. People wonder why he gets banned as soon as someone hits him back. He goes off like this. This dude doesn't know how to be professional at all. People on the sub scream for right to get rid of toxicity, but
he doesn't know how to be professional, dude. He's memeing, okay? He's very obviously not serious, and this is just it's an example of it's just an example of a fucking league being super fucking sensitive when they have like a shit ton of money, okay? Like I feel no sympathy whatsoever.
Applaud what he's doing. This isn't a person sticking to a corporation. DL is rich beyond most of what a lot of us will obtain. This is a person lashing out because they feel slighted. Dude, I'm so upset. It's just I've been in shambles ever since this thing started. I'm so angry, man. That's the reason I made that joke, man. I feel so slighted. Guys, it's a fucking joke. I don't even know how I had that screenshot randomly. It's like on Discord.
Yeah, dude, he's mad cause funny. Lol.
It's here, this guy's got it right. Respect, man. Upvote that real quick. I mean, I think that Riot believes, or sorry, like LCS thinks that when I say those words, right, I'm perpetuating and making the situation worse. They want me to use the term declining viewership. You know, I told them, okay, I can understand why you'd be upset. I don't really think that declining viewership is really that much different.
No, you don't understand why okay, maybe you do, but like I don't fucking understand why they'd be upset, right? Because you're stating a fact. It's fucking dying. Saying it's dying and saying it has declining viewership are like the same thing, okay? Dying is just like a hyperbolic. It's a hyperbolic statement, I'll admit, but like, does that really constitute this guy getting fucking like nuked? Why? What? It makes no sense. Like, it's just...
But if that's like the tone difference that really makes a big difference for you, then sure, okay, understandable. And like this guy said, I don't want it to die. Like I always fucking tell you guys, like I hype up so many players coming into LCS. I play with them Champions queue. I joke with all the LCS players. Like I want LCS to be insane. That can only be good for me. Think about it.
I mean, yeah, he's right. If the bigger LCS is, the bigger he is because he's a part of it, right? Like, I don't think he wants this fucking organization that he's a part of to fail, right?
From a pure selfish perspective, LCS is big, esports is big, great for me. I'm like an LCS esports like tied streamer. I make a lot of content about LCS. My content is gonna do
So
amazing.
true,
I have
so
a lot
for
of
real.
players to do podcasts, to go YouTube videos, to duo queue, to ask their opinions on, to tweet about. You know, LCS being really popular right now and getting better and better is pure selfishness. That's exactly what I want. I love LCS, and my entire legacy, my entire adult life has been tied to LCS. Without LCS, I'm asking you if you want fries with that. Like, there's no world where I would want LCS to become a joke because that's my legacy. The thing is though,
So true, DoubleLift.
that I guess by saying LCS is dying, those exact words, it's making people's perception. They think I'm like mind controlling the masses, which then in turn makes the situation worse. But like, you have to understand the actual intent behind that. Like, I just speak hyperbolically, as you guys know. That's just my default, no filter, dumbass. Really, what I would like is for LCS to make a lot of changes that could revive the league to a certain degree. I don't think.
Yeah, see, no, I can understand why it, like, okay, if I go to work, right, and I say, like, if I accidentally slip up and I say, you know, this job fucking sucks right in front of my boss, right, they're probably gonna be mad, but, like, you know, I don't actually mean my job, like, sucks ass. Well, maybe I do, but, like, you know, I'm just being hyperbolic, right, so I can understand why they'd be mad, but the fucking reprimand in this harshly is fucking crazy, right, because, also, streaming is not, like, a normal job, okay, like, they have to keep up a more public image, all right? And Jesus Christ, I don't know what I'm saying. It's not a normal company, right? And so nobody would have even probably noticed that he said the LCS is dying, and I doubt maybe it would have turned away like 2 viewers or something, right? Is that really like more people probably are choosing not to watch the LCS because of this than if you just let him continue on normally, right? Like, it's fucking stupid.
I think LCS is going to go back to what it was in, you know, peak popularity, season 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. But what I do think is that if they make changes that make the broadcast a lot better and cooler, a lot more people are going to watch. And one aspect of that is collaborating with content creators. Okay, like getting as many content creators who have clout and have following to work with the LCS to make it cooler. That's why I was so annoyed with that whole Mr. Beast situation, because you couldn't have asked for a better situation to fall into your lap. The biggest content creator in the world wants to host a league tournament in Las Vegas. If they didn't agree with my tone, the way that I said it, okay, understandable. But like, I hate when people are like, they think that I'm like actively rooting for the LCS to sink, which is so troll. Because what the fuck am I gonna do?
I am rooting for the LCS to sink, okay? That's me. Don't attack this guy. I'm the one doing it.
Flip burgers? You know, I told them, like, straight up, I got reached out to by, very nicely by one of the content creator, like, relationship managers that works for LCS or, like, works for Riot. I told him or her. In this case, I think the LCS is complaining, or not complaining, the LCS officials are upset that public perception of them is going down, you know? And I'm adding to that negativity. That's true, I am.
I mean, maybe they should fix it, though, instead of just attacking random fucking creators, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm that's kind of all my thoughts on the situation. Obviously, it's dumb as shit, okay? Justice for DoubleLift, all right? This guy's pretty funny, though. I highly suggest you go check him out, and we're gonna move on to the next topic, all right? All right. Not final talk for the night, but second to last title. Jesus Christ, second to last topic for the night. We have this video by Mischief, okay? Now, I don't watch Mischief all too often, but you know, occasionally I'll watch a video by him, and this video was too good not to cover, okay? This video is fucking awesome, alright? It's so awesome, in fact, that I'm not even gonna put it in two times speed, alright? I fucking love this video, okay? And you're gonna find out why, alright? Let's get into it.
We recently got the release date for God of War Ragnarok, and with the release date taking so long to be announced, there was weirdly a lot of...
Dude, just saying, God of War, cringe, alright? I'm PC Master Race, right? PC Master Race right here, okay? Fuck. Alright, no, the first God of War is based because it's coming to PC. This God of War, no, not based at all. Cringe as hell. Get that shit out of here.
Harassment towards the developers at Santa Monica Studios, especially regarding sending a certain kind of pic to female developers in order to try and get the release.
What pic? Let's think about it, guys. You think they were sending a flower pics, maybe? I don't know.
Day early. Now, how anyone could possibly think that would ever work to begin with is beyond me, and the fact absolutely anyone thinks it's okay to send.
Dude, maybe they're slonging, okay? Okay, Mischief, you don't understand, okay? Any woman would be if you're slonging, maybe they're slonging, okay? You don't get it, Mischief. You're not
And unsolicited nude photos of themselves to developers in general is certainly baffling as well. I have to say, out of all the things I'd expect people to do in order to maintain the release date of a video game early, it wouldn't be sending dick pics to a woman's.
I mean, yeah, that's it's that's not that wouldn't be my first thought, but you never know. You gotta try all. You gotta at least try, okay? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
So frequently that Santa Monica Studios had to make this statement on Twitter. Every single person at Santa Monica Studios is working to create a game that we're proud of. One that we hope you will enjoy playing once released. Our fans inspire us and we understand the passion and desire for more information. But that passion should not be toxic nor come at the expense of any human being's dignity. Let's celebrate our community by treating each other, every gamer and developer alike, with respect.
Okay, that was the best way they could have responded in this situation, right? Because they couldn't have came out and said like, hey, stop sending dick pics to all of our fucking our employees, right? Because you know what that would have done? That would have just encouraged everyone to like fucking spam dick pics. Okay, they would have just started sending that shit out. Okay, yeah, like that's what that would have done, right? That response is perfect. Okay.
Well, I see absolutely no way for anyone to get offended by this, especially when it's in response to their employees repeatedly being sexually harassed, like Estelle, who had to publicly call out the people doing this on Twitter to try and stop it from happening via saying, "Pro tip, sending me dick pics asking for the gold."
Now this is a really funny response, but it's not nearly as good as the other one, right? Because when people see this, they're just gonna. When you tell trolls on the internet not to do something, they're gonna do it more, okay? So, like, she said, I hope she closed her DMs, that's all I'm gonna say, okay? Because if she didn't, she probably got spammed, like, with a shit ton more dick pics.
God of War Ragnarok release date will not in fact get me to reveal the release date. To the people who are doing this, when did that ever work for you?
Stop it. Get some help.
After all, the
cringe meme, cringe, L take.
The gaming industry is one with a very extensive history of problems with sexual harassment. Just look at the list of massive gaming studios with alleged cases against them. In terms of at the very...
Dude, that's just because gamers are sigmas, okay? They don't... I'm gonna get in trouble, bro. Gamers are sigmas, okay? They don't abide by the normal rules, okay? They're sigma males, alright?
Sexual misconduct inside of the workplace at places like Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, Riot Games, and plenty more that I'm not going to state since it would take too long to. Unfortunately, in an industry where these problems are heavily prevalent inside studios, they are unsurprisingly also prevalent in the community, and unfortunately there are people disgusting enough to not only defend what people are doing here, but also actively take part in the same type of behavior whilst attempting to call it out in order to appear virtuous.
Okay, this is where the video... Okay, the first part, I'll admit, it was a pretty average video, but this is where it really picks up, okay? You're gonna see why I love this video here in a second.
A perfect example of this is everybody's favorite PlayStation fanboy JTag TV. Someone who I might add was a notorious sexual harasser just 2 years ago in 2020, who was exposed by It's a Gundam and the woman who reached...
Dude, It's a Gun. If you don't know It's a Gundam, he's a really good content creator. You should go sub to him, right? But
out to
Yeah.
him for consistently making unwanted sexual advances towards them, along with unsolicited dick pics. But I do in fairness have to agree with him here. I think we need to start doing background checks on the people we let into the gaming.
Just like him. What the See, this video like takes a not really 180, but I'd say a 90-degree turn, right? Where they're talking about how terrible, like how PlayStation employees are getting harassed, right? But then all of a sudden it turns into just shitting on this fucking virtue signaling piece of shit who sexually harasses women, right? Like it's awesome.
Community. JTech is goddamn right here. After all, going by his logic, we really
Wait, let's take a look at these screenshots.
right here. After all, going by his logic, we really
Remember, people. Oh, I just want to read the messages. I apologize to the girl, but it's good to know why she really did what she did. I guess I should ask him for giving me shit ton of followers. Nah.
really.
Damn, how big are your tits? LMAO, big. Silly, haha. OMG, you're teasing. LOL. Hi. What are you doing? What a fucking loser.
Really.
So much. I have no respect towards people who send dick pics to women. Who told you no? Is there a story here? Who we fighting? Well, this dude JTech TV I was an acquaintance of his. We talked about games, etc. I guess he found me super attractive and at some point started to send me dick pics. I said stop anyways and escalated him sending me a video where he was literally jerking off to my pic. Dude, he's such a loser. Holy shit.
Really
Oh my
should
God.
not allow you into the gaming community. And we certainly shouldn't allow anyone else into the gaming industry like
No
King
more soy
Thresh,
jack,
a man
Uzi.
who
Okay,
publicly
it's over.
defended sending unsolicited dick pics to women. LeMayo, weren't you that dumbass yesterday saying if you don't send dick pics to women it's because you have a small dick? Go back to living in the cave, you primordial troglodyte lol.
It's so true, guys. Like, if you don't send dick pics, you're not schlonging at all. All right.
Oh, lol, you never sent a dick pic to a chick? Lol, wow, that's on you, my guy. My wife asks for them from me all the time. Lol, ladies love them, lol. He said
It's okay. It's incredibly different when you send it to your wife versus like a random ass chick who did not ask. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
send them to a girl that didn't ask for them. Supporting sexual harassment? You are really this pathetic? Lol, so did she press charges? She was right back in his inbox the next week, lol. Seems like she liked what she saw, no? I mean, why she...
No charge. Dude, this is literally like if you don't get caught, it's not a crime logic. Okay, it's so stupid.
come back to cut if she was offended. Apparently, so long as a woman doesn't press charges, it's perfectly okay to sexually harass them with unsolicited dick pics. What kind of dumbass fucking logic is that? It is incredibly concerning how frequently you can find people in the gaming industry with a history of this shit, and even when they've openly admitted to doing it, no one questions these cunts. I'm also starting to see a pattern here. There's an extremely weird amount of these people in the place.
Honestly, at least they're not Minecrafters, okay? If they were, it could have been so much worse, okay? They could have been sending unsolicited dick pics, and it could have been to a minor, alright?
Fanboy community who sexually harass women and think it's okay to send unsolicited dick pics to people. With how much these people claim to love and support developers, you think they'd at the very least have enough human decency to not fucking sexually harass them. And the worst part about all—
See, they respect people, not women, alright? It's terrible, I'm sorry.
This is not only are there people clearly using this situation to garner attention for themselves, despite blatantly being a part of the problem themselves, but on top of that there are people like—
Yeah, dude, that's another thing, right? This fucker is very obviously like virtue signaling. He's like, guys, don't send dick pics, when he's literally done that shit before. Like, you can probably be forgiven for sending dick pics, but don't start like moral effing about it later, okay? Like, that's so gay, man.
Like the amazing Lucas actually defending it, as well as encouraging more people to do it, and then further doubling down on the take. Sony Santa Monica creative director Cory Barlog has urged the gaming community to start treating game developers better. It's simple, give us what we want and there won't be a problem. Capiche? You know, I think it's pretty hard to make the argument that it's okay to sexually harass game developers because they quote unquote didn't give you what you wanted due to the sheer level of brain damage it would require to formulate such an argument. The fact anyone can unironically say in any scenario female developers or any developer in general deserves to be sent unsolicited dick pics just because you happen to not like when they want to give you the release date for God of War Ragnarok is downright fucking disgusting.
True. Facts for real on God.
Although absolutely nobody should expect anything else from Lucas. As my regular viewers would know, he is a character to say the very least.
Yeah, dude.
Consistently
he just fucking, he shits on like all these like random people. I don't think, is this person a content creator? I don't think he is. I think he's just like a Twitter spurg, right? And I think it's awesome that Mischief, somebody who blew up from the Actman situation, by the way, he has like 174k subs, is like completely shitting on this person, right? Because this person, like, because he deserves it, right? It's awesome.
Create some of the worst content possible without even trying, and you have to applaud him for it, because frankly he provides so many other better content creators with material for their Sony pony sold. Hold up, you're telling me that people were sending her dick pics in order to get a release date regarding God of War Ragnarok? Does that make sense to anyone? Well,
No.
it wouldn't be the first time PlayStation fanboys did something entirely void of logic. There have been situations where doctors have fucking doxed their patients in order to own people on Twitter in the
They like fucking, they imagine somebody lost their medical license for a Twitter own, dude. That would be the truly Sigma Alpha move, okay? That'd be that.
console wars. Also, how on earth can anyone look at the gaming industry right now and
don't mind me violating HIPAA code just to, to own fuckers on Twitter, okay? They totally got destroyed. You don't understand.
wonder if there's people crazy enough to do some dumb shit like this. Again, I have to say I shouldn't expect anything better from the likes of Lucas, and neither should you. However, him blocking me on Twitter will never get old. Especially how he blocked me over a joke directly after he was calling other people pussies for not taking his attempt at making
Soy boy. Fuck.
jokes well. I know, but you should be flattered. They send pictures of their private parts to a stranger. They trust you so much, and obviously love you so much. You certainly may be surprised and confused, but consider that they don't know
Totally. They're just fucking dumb as hell and don't know any other way.
any other way. What the fuck am I reading? I am currently praying to God that this is some poorly written joke, because my God, is this probably one of the worst responses to people being sexually harassed over the last.
One of the best, I would say. Okay, you don't get the technique. You don't get the. Obviously, Mischief doesn't have the riz. Okay, he doesn't understand what he doesn't get it.
Lack of knowing a fucking release date for a video game imaginable. Reading that was just fucking uncomfortable. It will never cease to amaze me in all of the wrong possible ways how vile the human race can get and how absolutely brain dead we can be. JTech was 110% correct when he said we should get rid of people like himself. The undeniably most irritating part about all of this is that it's not even the first time it's happened. In regards to God of War Ragnarok alone, back when God of War Ragnarok got its initial delay, the female developers at Sony Santa Monica Studios were getting sexually harassed by tons of misogynistic wankers who have nothing better.
I was not harassing any. I was not doing any harassment, and I am a misogynist. Oh, I'm gonna. This stream is gonna come to haunt me 30 years later. Okay, I'm gonna be accepted into a good ass college. Okay, and then they're gonna pull this. They're gonna. Hey, buddy, what's this? The EDP clip. You know what I'm talking about?
To do with their lives. Once again, it appears that the women at Sony Santa Monica are beating the brunt of the harassment from fans. Back when Ragnarok was pushed back into 2022, some fans responded by sending violently misogynistic messages to game writer Alana Pierce. The messages she received included violent physical threats, solely blaming her for the delay. Barlog also defended Pierce at the time, saying that the delay was his call to make. Honestly, I don't know how these people call themselves fans. If you are going out your way to sexually harass and just harass in general the developers of a game you're a quote-unquote fan of, you're not a fan. You're just an asshole. Like, consider
True.
how much these people love to claim they adore God of War. It is undeniable that they don't love the people behind them, and it's very clear they don't like the games. Because if you like the games, you're not going to go out of your way to harass the developers in this manner.
I mean, yeah, because okay, if you really want this game to come out so fast, right? Why would you go and harass the fucking developers? Okay, you're actively like. Because if anything, that's going to make them work slower, all right? They're going to be super, like, sad because you're fucking harassing them, right? Like, what are you doing? You're actually stupid.
The fact this is a reoccurring theme for God of War Ragnarok's developers is absolutely just downright disgusting. And anyone taking part...
I mean, okay, to be fair, part of the reason it's probably a reoccurring theme is because they're responding to it, okay? Like, I reiterate this a lot, but you should not respond to trolls on the internet because that's gonna just make them like rip on you more. Okay, like it's an objective truth.
Own it should obviously just be exiled from the fucking human race in general. These people are vile, and I get that people say that you shouldn't give them attention because all it does is encourage them to do it.
That's what I just said.
More in people's logic, that isn't true. These people need to be called out, and unless they get called out, there is nothing to prevent or at the very least discourage them from doing this again, which is a...
Yeah, okay. Public figures should be called out, but like individual like fucking spurgs on Twitter shouldn't be called out because it's just gonna make them. It's gonna make them freak out. Okay, they're gonna cream in their pants because somebody who has a lot of subs is noticing them, and then they're gonna just do it more so they can cream more. Okay, like. Yeah, but like obviously like somebody like what was his name again? Yeah, let me look back. JTech TV. He should be called out because he's retarded. The
main reason as to why I made this video. But with all that being said, we have finally come to the end of this video. Since I don't want to read out any more of those fucking absolutely disgusting and vile.
Thank you, Mischief, for bringing us one of the best videos of 2022, okay? Now, overall, I know I made a lot of jokes, but, like, obviously, I don't agree with them being fucking harassed, okay? Now, and I think Mischief did an amazing job, like, pointing out just how, like, performative a lot of these fuckers in, like, this PS4, sorry, Jesus Christ, PS4, like, community are, right? Like, it's all performative bullshit that these people push, and then, yeah, whatever, man. Final story of the night, okay? Flamenco versus AugieRFC, okay? If you didn't know, recently, Flamenco is destroyed. He's done, alright? Dunzo forever. No, I'm kidding. Now, basically, you know, fucking Flamenco recently got really mad that Mike the Bike commissioned the song for Salvo Pancakes. Now, if you don't know who Salvo Pancakes is, he's essentially a well-known troll in the community who, like, he fucks with people a lot, okay? That's basically all you need to know. Now, he commissioned a song by a parody artist known as Mike the Bike, telling Flamenco to, quote, leave them kids alone, all right? Now, Flamenco did not take kindly to this at all, all right? He went full Spurg mode, all right? He was going crazy, all right? I figured and AugieRFC released an entire entire Google Doc exposing the fuck out of Flamenco, right? Because he has a whole bunch of skeletons in his closet, all right? Now, I cut it down a lot, all right? Because I didn't want to go through the whole thing. I didn't want to, you know, not that I was boring or anything. It's just I don't want to spend all that time going through all that shit, all right? Now, but let's get into it. 22 about 5 months ago from the time of this writing, on one night, the biggest event in history from last year took place, Flamenco's and her whole mob drama, as well as the invasion of Russia-Ukraine. Of course, I will go into the mud, was Flamenco's exact quote when he came up with the amazing idea to contact Xanderhol's mom through an email that he would have to obtain through the docks on Kiwi Farms. But why would he want to do this? It's because Xanderhal and his mother have a complex relationship. At one moment, they're chill and can be seen chilling on stream together. Then at another point, Xanderhal rant on stream or on his Discord about his mom being abusive and not supportive of his dreams, or of becoming the owner of the largest Discord sex e-dungeon. That's a joke, by the way. He doesn't actually want to be the largest Discord sex e-dungeon. Okay. Or whatever the fuck he's aspiring to create. The point is, Flamenco somehow devised a theory that Xanderhal's mother was paying for his rent, and that if he were to show his mom the shit he was talking about Xander Hall had done on stream or his Discord about her, that she would cut him off and leave Xander Hall fucking homeless with his main financial support gone. Just take a look at this explanation here. I'm not going to click on any links, by the way, just because I want to keep this section relatively short. I'm going to hit all the key points, though. He also had this on Kiwi Farms and here almost a year before the stream and a year before that. All right, so what this first section is basically saying, right, is that, Flamenco planned to contact Xander Hall's mom, right, which is, it's really fucked up, right? Like, because he's trying to get this man homeless. He's basically participating in life ruination, okay? He wants Xander Hall gone, all right? He's willing to go to distance to do it, right? And the crazy thing is like, he's I don't know, he's not doxing anyone, but he's definitely like co-signing the dox. He's saying this dox is a good thing because I'm gonna use it to fucking to fuck with Xander Hall, right? Because he pisses me off and is left wing, I guess. I don't know. Flamenco knows his audience. Flamenco knows his audience is from VTubers, Medicare, and myself. So right there, he exposes himself something about his potential motivations. He feels that at some level he's dependent on me, given that he shares a third of my audience, and that they're more loyal to me than him. It's in his best interest not to piss me off, otherwise he could take a pay cut as a result. This is very interesting and coming into effect later, as we will see. Flamenco handles conflict with me more differently than he does with other people like Nick Diorio. Now, this is all true, okay? Keep this in mind, right? Because, Flamenco is very willing to go to war with Nick Diorio. Flamenco will fight Nick Diorio all day. Well, whenever he gets into a confrontation with Augie, he folds, okay? He bends the knee and bows down because Augie's his daddy, all right? There's no other way to put it, really. I particularly remember Flamenco asking me for advice in the DMs of a now banned Discord account. Don't worry, I have some DMs to be shown later about what to do in the event that Xander Hall makes a video on him. I laughed at him and told him that no one would care and explained to him exactly what he would go on to do on stream. That his audience wouldn't take a word Xander Hall said seriously. Despite me telling him this before, oh Jesus Christ, before, Flamenco is still deadly worried for some reason that Xander Hall's video would damage him. Why is he so worried? Well, I don't think he was worried at all. I think he wanted us to think Xander Hall's video would be horrible and that he could justify a horrible behavior towards Xan. In the same way we justify laughing at horrible shit that happens to Ralph. Flamenco wanted an excuse to fuck with Xander Hall because he didn't like him. But he needed an excuse. Now, I don't like this. I think this is probably the weakest part of Augie's document, right? Just because it goes into theory territory, okay? And, there's nothing really to prove this, right? We all know Flamenco's very autistic, very dumb at points, all right? And, so he could have genuinely been worried because Flamenco is just, he's not the smartest guy, all right? I'm just going to put it like that. Flamenco is not the smartest guy, okay? So, I don't know. Personally, it's a toss-up, all right? Immediate Flamenco... Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. I'm on a roll today. Immediately, Flamenco sets up the justification saying that he's going after my LoL career, so I'm going after his life, which, by the way, is fucked up. You should... If somebody's criticizing you online, there's no excuse for going off after them in real life, okay? It's fucking bullshit. Flamenco oh, Jesus Christ. Flamenco expects us to believe that he was actually worried that one video from Xander Hall, the retard, would kill his whole career. Good one, dude. Anyone with an IQ above 30 who realized the damage has done Flamenco's channel by a shitty crusty video put together by Xander Hall's meth whore would be a minimal, to say the least, although more likely completely non-existent. Yeah, I mean, he's right. But do we really think Flamenco has an IQ above 30? Okay, I'm just saying, Flamenco is not known for his, super intellectual takes. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Eventually, I got him to outline what he thinks harassment is. Somehow, engaging in little life ruination attempts isn't harassment to Flamenco, but as we have come to find out now, Flamenco thinks Salvo spam calling him on Discord, even though Flamenco asked him to call in whilst he was streaming, or stabbing a Sonic doll, or saying, kill yourself, is all horrible harassment. Now, dude, none of this is fucking harassment, but what is harassment is calling somebody's mom, okay? It's just a fact. Give me a fucking break. This guy is a joke. He's delusional. So immediately when I tell Flamenco exactly what that he's doing is insane, he backs off and agrees with me. Why is Flamenco actually conceding his points to me when in other debates he's losing it? He sticks to his point like a retard, never budging, like in this debate with Mike. or his argument with Aiden, where he claimed allegations are evidence, which is hilarious coming from the guy who's accused of being a pedophile every month, or his debate with Nick, where he suffers a complete autistic meltdown. I mean, Augie is completely right here, right? There's an obvious hypocrisy where he tried to make Xander Hall homeless, which is terrible, right? But then he fucking cries about Salvo spam calling him Flamenco, Salvo Pancake stabbing a Sonic doll and telling him to kill himself, right? Like, you can think what Salvo did is bad, right? But like, they're on different dimensions, okay? Calling someone's mom is not nearly comparable to stabbing a Sonic doll, okay? Like, and also, not to mention, Flamenco has also harassed. I wouldn't consider this harassment really, but he has like literally like spammed Bosch for a month with like 40 messages without him answering at all, right? Which is like that's infinitely worse than spam calling on Discord. By the way, he only spam called him like 6 times, okay? And Flamenco asked him to do it. Like, what? Like, Flamenco is kind of brain dead. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think we all know that though. And in my confrontation with him, it was more beneficial for him to surrender his threats to Xander and never discuss the topic again. Wow. I mean, it's true for him to this is like not even speculative, right? Because like it's true, right? Like, he doesn't want to disagree with Augie because a lot of his audience comes from Augie, right? There's no other reason why he wouldn't attack Augie like he attacks Nick DiOrio or Aiden Projects or anyone else or Mike the Bike. You know, he completely like spurgs out on anyone else except for Augie. Augie's the exception because a third of his audience comes from Augie. That was fast. How could he get so bloodthirsty to immediately seething the error of ways? Well, just remember how he opened that conversation. That's right, he was only going to do this act if it sold well with his audience. It didn't, so he stopped. To further add proof to this theory, here is a clip of me finding out immediately. He immediately ran to a stream poll to effectively ask for his chat permission to harass Xander Hall's mother. Holy shit. And I mean, yeah, that's true. He literally, I guess he just wants to do what he didn't want to do anything that'll piss his audience off, right? Like this sort of proves that he cares very deeply about what his audience thinks of him and what like Augie thinks of him, right? Because Augie's part of his audience, right? I don't know. I don't know if that's like, I don't even know if it's it probably is monetary incentives, right? Obviously, next morning I was thinking about that call I had with him the previous night, Flamenco, and I decided that it wasn't satisfied with the now situation it ended. Flamenco really revealed a weird side of him, and I didn't think I did enough prying, so I fired up his stream and talked to him again. Good guy, Augie. Watch how he sucks to me when I bring this up. Flamenco accepts that he's acting like Ralph, but argues the difference between him and Ralph is that he's his self-awareness and will calm down and take accountability, something Ralph is incapable of doing for himself. What this really means is that Flamenco will act like Ralph for as much as he can to get away with it, and still look cool to his Mediker/Augie audience, which is effectively disavows this sort of behavior. I mean, yeah, like, true, facts, for real. When Flamenco was forced to defend the potential doxing of Xander Hall's mom, I immediately said, dude, that doesn't sound good. His reply was, okay, fair enough. Dude, what could I possibly even write here? The jokes write themselves. He does this again. Flam, I believe that Xander Hall is being subsidized by his mom. Augie, you sound like a schizo. How do you even know that? Why do you care? Flam, yeah, fair enough. What? He's obviously gunning for my approval here. In this conversation, let's go back to my previous point about him paying for the chat's approval in a conversation. I mean, yeah, dude. It's very obvious, like, this document more than anything proves to me that Flamenco does everything for numbers, right? And nothing he says is genuine. Actually, it probably is genuine, but like nothing he's ever said to Augie is genuine, right? Because all he wants is his fucking approval. Because he's actually stupid, right? Flamenco says that I tard-wrangled him and saved him from doing something dangerous, but did I really? All I did was tell him the obvious and immediately turned around. I mean, yeah, true, dude. Like. He did apologize for his actions. Legitimately, his apology is highly debatable, but he did apologize, finally back down, because he realized there was no chance I could sell him on this, or... Yeah, I don't know, dude. This is like... I sort of disagree with Augie on this point, right? I don't know if his apology was disingenuous,
You're right? Okay. All right.
No,
It's just like
I will say this, like unequivocally.
Mhm.
I would definitely say what I was planning to do, or what I was like contemplating doing, is extremely unacceptable.
See, now nobody really knows, right? It could have been a grift, it could have not been, right? Nobody knows if he's grifting. Like, just nobody knows, so I don't know why you would make this point. It's just weird. About a month later, on March... wait, hold up. Alright, yeah, there we go. About a month later, on March 27, 2022, Flamenco entered a debate with Aiden about Keffels. Aiden, who actually was a Keffels critic, still has an issue with Flamenco publishing allegations as proof of a crime. Flamenco claimed that Keffels stole money from a communist political party that she was in charge of and used it for opioids. She was addicted, and the dominatrix work she was partaking in. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, right? Because basically what fucking Flamenco was arguing in this conversation is that allegations are evidence, which is complete, like, it's so stupid, right? That's like the complete wrong line of thinking, right? Like, because by that logic, any fucking allegation that I make, because basically, okay, he was saying that the allegation is credible because, like, it was somebody who knew her, right? Like, back in the day, so that's why it was credible, and that all, like, allegations from credible people are evidence, right? But I could I could say that about anybody I knew, okay? Like, I could, like, anybody I knew, I could make something up, and then by that logic, it would be credible just because I know them in real life, right? Like, that's fucking stupid, right? It's dumb. Like, it's crazy. 10 days ago, Sour Pancakes went live on July 5th, 2022, and released a commissioned song from Mike the Bike, and it had one simple message: Flamenco, leave them kids alone. It's a bop, by the way. You should go check it out. Immediately sparked a reaction from Flamenco. We might be burning the bridge, Mike the... Wait, shit, dude. We might be burning the Mike the Bike bridge. As if this clip wasn't bad enough just from the start, but in broadcasting a meltdown to a parody song on stream, which is treated like it's... I don't know why he took this so seriously. Like, the song, first of all, is a fucking bop. I would love a song to be made on me, all right? A song this good, okay? And also, it's obviously a joke, man. Like, nobody in Flamenco's audience saw this song and was like, what? Flamenco's a pedo? Like, you know, Flamenco already had, like, the Kino Casino attacking him, right? Which was this huge, like, the Kino Casino is, like, huge, right? They get, like, 2K viewers a stream, all right? And they already had him, were attacking him for being a pedo, and he defended himself really fucking well. So I don't think anybody is being turned over to, like, thinking Flamenco's a pedophile from this goofy song by Mike the Bike, okay? It's just a stupid thing to blow up about. Flamenco is an obvious hypocrite, but again, if he had acknowledged that and walked it back, it would have been fine. But instead, he has consistently been moving the goalposts with what he's actually offended by in a string of delusional debates he's been on for some reason and participated in since the event took place. I mean, yeah, true, dude. You want to know the one debate he didn't, like, go completely delusional, like, retard brain in, though? It was his debate with Augie, because he knows Augie's audience is what he needs, okay? He's thirsting for that Augie audience, okay? Mike calls out Flem immediately. Flamenco is moralizing about being called a pedophile, which he technically never was, but it's the obvious implication, so that I will give him that. Yeah. But at the same time, when people like Mike or even other people come to Flamenco about the problematic people from his chat, Flamenco turns a blind eye and doesn't care. What do I mean by this? By other people? Let's talk about psych draws for a moment. Some people on Flamenco's server didn't like her, but it started to become a problem when they were threatening to dox her and posting about how they wanted to rape her. Yeah, obviously, that's fucked up. There's nothing to worry... Yeah, that's fucked up, obviously. And you know what Flamenco did? He didn't fucking ban the people that were doing that. That's crazy, like, because this is actual fucking harassment, right? Like, the grift is strong with Flamenco. That's all I'm going to say. Is this... we're almost done, guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired, okay? That monster, the Soy Jack monster wasn't enough, all right? It was worth nothing that Flamenco made a direct allegation against Salvo on one of my biggest shows I did this year with the Actman. Later, he walked back this claim on Doc's show. Crow responded to this, and when I asked Salvo this is what he had to say. So basically, on, like, one of Augie's biggest shows ever had like 2K viewers because he had the Axeman on during the height of the Axeman versus Quantum TV situation, right? And basically on that stream, randomly, Flamenco said like, hey, apparently fucking Salvo is on Crow of Judgment stream right now, doxing me, okay? He says like a random chatter told him this, right? And that is so unequivocally true. I don't know why would he fucking repeat this? Even if somebody said this, it's so fucking stupid to like repeat this fucking lie, dude. Like it's actually crazy. You have to be like so fucking stupid to do that. Flamenco is allowed to be upset at jokes. We're all humans. We're all vulnerable to jokes made about us. And even still, I don't think there's any evidence Flamenco is a pedophile. So I can see why he'd be upset by that. But Flamenco is prompted now engage the exact behavior he's complaining about now. I mean, true. And also, when you're upset at jokes, you should be upset at them in private, okay? Because him being upset at the jokes has done nothing but make people want to make more jokes, okay? Like, we've seen it over and over again. People are just it's obvious, okay? After that brutal Nick thrashing on last week's After Hours, Flamenco went on to tell his chat that both myself and Nick were fair to him. Remember, Flamenco sent this DM at the same time. He also posted this YouTube comment under my stream. It's a hopeless appeal to the chat. I mean, yeah, dude, he's bending the knee again, dude. He wants that Augie cock. Okay, let's look at this. He posted this DM. Yeah, okay, here it is. This is fuck. Flamenco just like, okay, he posted just dropped 300 libs of dead weight fence Jesus Christ, of dead fence sitting weight, like, you know, in reference to Nick because he fucking hates Nick. Low key though, even with open animosity, let me know if I say something that legit bothers you, dude. So he's bowing down in private, but publicly he's like, okay, publicly he's sucking him off, all right, like, he tries to explain how Salvo ripping up Sandotal is target harassment. You used to not care, but now you care it's against you, dude. Dude, okay, I'm gonna watch this, okay? Let's watch this.
Play the clip that I
this
DM.
is we don't have the Salvo clip, but he literally says, "I hate flamenco," like, and stabs the Salvo and stabs the Sonic doll, dude. Like, it's such a stupid clip, man. And overall, man, I don't think Flamenco deserves to be like exiled from the internet. Okay, I just think he's retarded. Okay, like, I think he's a retarded grifter who like sucks off Augie, sucks off Medicare. He just has their dick in his mouth 24/7, and now he doesn't because they called him out publicly. Okay, and I think Flamenco just needs to take a break. Okay, and I realize that's probably not gonna happen because you know, he's addicted to the internet and like and it's also his income, I'm pretty sure, which is really stupid. Yeah, he really does need to take a break though, because he's on a definite downward spiral. You know, that's kind of all my thoughts about it. You know, probably gonna end the stream here. I got nothing really else to say. You know, this is one of the best shows I think I've done. Okay, dude, I am proud of myself. There's been a lot of news that people aren't talking about, and I'm very glad that I got the chance to talk about it today. But if you enjoyed, please subscribe. All right. We had one concurrent viewer this stream, all right? We had one. That's a new record. We're only eight episodes in and still no one watching. Going for a world record, okay? Thank you all. Thank you to the 0 people watching. Maybe in the future, I'll get super big and people will rewatch this and look at how retarded I am, all right? See y'all later.